Hi, I'm Zach Harris. I'm a research scientist here in the Environmental Fatigue and Fracture Group, and so we're going to do a quick lab tour to go through all the equipment that we have. We have a total of 9 mechanical test frames that are all outfitted to run a variety of fatigue and fracture type of experiments. One of the more unique experimental tools that we have here in our lab is the ability to run fatigue experiments under surface science quality vacuum. So this system is attached to ultra-high vacuum, is capable of ultra-high vacuum, so it can go down to 10 to the minus 9 torr, which allows us to simulate the water content in the at upper altitudes. Another unique feature that we have here is the ability to cool specimens down to about minus 100 C to again simulate upper atmosphere type environments. So this is utilized for a variety of like Air Force related, Boeing, etc. Type research. So one of the most common experiments that we run in our lab is a stress corrosion cracking experiment where we immerse the specimen in a particular aqueous environment of interest. In this case, this is a 5000 series aluminum specimen. This alloy is generally utilized for naval craft and things like that that are going to be that require lightweight, and it's being immersed in essentially simplified seawater, 0.6 molar NaCl, and then we are applying a potential to see how that impacts the stress corrosion cracking resistance. So there's a couple of unique things about this test that really are the hallmark of the type of work that we do in our lab. The first one is that we are monitoring the crack using direct current potential difference. The long and short of it is that allows us to monitor crack extension with a resolution of about 1 to 5 microns, depending on the alloy. It can even be submicron if we really push the envelope. The other thing that we're doing here is we're not running the experiment by controlling the force or the displacement, but we're actually running it under a unique type of control, which is stress intensity control. So the stress intensity is essentially the driving force for crack propagation, and it's sensitive to the applied load in the crack length. Well, by coupling up the system's controls with the crack length that we measure, we're able to actually increment based on that stress intensity value, which opens up a whole host of testing opportunities that are really, really unique. And so that in general is how we run many of our experiments. So another type of testing that we do in our lab is fatigue testing or cyclic loading. One of the environments that we've been seeking to extend this into is high temperature environments, 600 C, 700 C, etc., in support of programs looking at turbine blade or turbine disc applications for like Rolls-Royce and whatnot. So one of the things that we've been doing is trying to develop the ability to monitor the crack using that DCPD system while we're also running the fatigue experiments at high temperature. And so one of our students, Alex, is in the process of kind of validating those efforts using this setup here, which is a furnace clamped around a typical specimen with a host of wires going to both the DCPD system as well as a variety of thermocouples to monitor the temperature. And then eventually what we'll do is move towards running these experiments utilizing actual dwell fatigue information from Rolls-Royce suggestions and whatnot. This work will also be done in concert with some testing at NASA, Langley as well. So really excited to get this capability up and running. This will be hopefully one of the many tools that we have in our lab to run different types of extreme environments.